Thanks for tuning in to Bourbon Drop. I'm your host, Myron. Today, we've got a bottle on the channel that is special to me. The reason why it is special to me is because BUZZARDS Roost was a company that I reached out to a few years ago, and they check in with me from time to time and still see if I want to, review some samples. So I reached out to a lot of companies, and a very small amount of companies actually reached back out to me. BUZZARDS Roost being one of them. Now I'll give you a quick rundown. If you don't know anything about BUZZARDS Roost, I've got to give a shout out to Liz because she is the one who sends me the emails asking if I want to, review a sample. But they were started by two individuals who met doing barrel picks. So you had Judy Hollis Jones and you had Jason Bronner. Now, Julie, she took on the role of CEO. Jason, he took on the role of master distiller. If you don't know, even though this is their signature double oaked, they have been pretty much double oaking all of their products. And the reason why is because they were already taking barrels that were aged 3, 4, 5, whatever years, and putting those into a new American charred oak barrel. So they went to the independent stave company. They came up with their own proprietary blend. Now, it used to be all char number 1. Now it seems like they may be playing around with some other char levels because Jason says that he uses his proprietary barrels like a spice rack so that when he goes to blend different whiskeys, to get a different profile. Now, these are their own barrels. So I don't know if they went back to the independent stave companies and said, hey, we want to come up with another type of barrel, and that's what happened. But supposedly that's why this is now their signature double oak. They still aren't producing anything yet. I don't know if they ever will produce per se, well, distill per se, but they are aging in a secondary barrel that was specifically made for them by the independent stave company. So let's get into this thing, man. It comes in at 100 proof with a price tag of $45. Now that is one hell of a price tag in today's bourbon market. Looks kind of light. I would say a nice amber hue. All right, let's get into the nose real quick. One thing I am getting a lot of is oak and vanilla. A slight touch of ethanol. Kind of venturing on that marker note, not as Sharpie marker as some bourbons that I've reviewed in the past, but slightly venturing on that ethanol, slightly marker note. And vanilla, like I said, oak, vanilla, a little bit of ethanol. All right, let's get into the palate. Immediately, vanilla. That vanilla transfers over to the palate like immediately. Almost like some type of vanilla, like whipped vanilla cream. With pudding though, it's got a little bit of a savoriness to it. It's got some spice in the background, comes across the palate with a medium to thin palate, spice in the background, a little bit of black pepper in the back, a little bit of leather on the finish, and a lot of oak. It's got a lot of oak on the finish. Now you guys know me, I am a huge fan of oak. So you've got vanilla, oak, spice, a creamy, like I said, like a creamy, like maybe vanilla whipped pudding, but with like a little bit of a savoriness to it. Some of that could be coming from the oak. All right, let's go back into the nose, see if I can pull anything else out. Thanks for checking out the channel. Now, I would love for you guys to go over to bourbondropstore.com. You can get all of the latest and greatest bourbon news. Don't forget to check out the blog. It's got recommendations for all classes of bourbon drinkers. And you can get this heavyweight hoodie. I know it's getting hot, but you can also get this black bourbon drop tee. Now, I've got some new products on the channel. You guys check out these new flasks. I think they will make a great addition to any round of golf or any event. No, the nose hasn't changed. The nose is still vanilla and oak. Mainly vanilla and oak. I do like a good double barrel product, man. All right, let's get back to the palate one more time. It's sweet, but not super sweet. It's not that super sweetness that you would get off of some other products that I've had. I don't want to say any other names on the channel. But the sweetness is, I would say, if 10 would be too sweet, I would say this is around a 5. So this is kind of right where I want it to be. Like if 10 to me is Havana. I would say I do like sweet stuff with cigars, but 10 to me would be like Havana. And I said I'm not trying to say other names on the channel. But to me, this would be at a 5. So then you've got that oakiness, that chocolate note is starting to creep in. You've got pepper on the back. You've got this spiciness on the back. You've got black pepper on the back. Finishing with a little bit of leather. The finish is hanging around. Chocolate. It's gotten more chocolatey, man. Oh man. All right. So yes, like I said, they did send me this. That does not sway how I will what the opinions that I make about this. All right. So is it worth the chase? This is a new product. You guys know me. Chase worthy to me is, am I willing to stand in line overnight? It's a 100 proof product. It is good, but I'm not willing to stand in line overnight, nor am I willing to run to store to store. If someone said, oh man, we're out, I'd be like, okay, I'd probably pick something else up. Would I get it the next time I was in there if they restocked? Yes. So that is where I'm at on that. Is it worth retail? This is only $45 for a double oak product. It has no age statement on it. So that is telling me that it is at least 4 years old. I always get tripped up when I go to say that. It has no age statement on it at all. So, and I didn't see one on a press release. So the only way you can legally release any whiskey in the United States without an age statement on it is it has to be at least 4 years old. So I know it is at least 4 years old. And they did a lot. They did a lot with the double oaking in that 4 years. Who is this for? So at 100 proof, didn't drink hot, had a little bit of spiciness, had a little bit of pepperiness. I didn't feel like that it had any like spiky edges on it. I would still probably give this to an intermediate bourbon drinker. And the reason why is because it is not, I don't want to make it sound boring and say it's easy drinking, because it's not easy drinking, but it is nowhere near harsh. Like it doesn't punch you in the mouth, punch you in the face. It's a very good pour. Sometimes we guys who are used to higher proof, and I've said this in other videos, we will drink a 100 proof product and be like, okay, man, that's really good. I'll give that to a new guy. And the new guy's face is burnt off. So that's why I rarely ever recommend anything at 100 proof or more to anyone that is new into bourbon. Will this always on a bar? Surprisingly, yes. Look, I'm going to say this. I know, look, once again, they sent me the bottle. I do not have to say that I like this product. I am liking this product. Will it always be on a bar? I really like a double oak product. It is so hard to find a good double oak product for a good and decent price that if I see this thing in the store, I will pick it up on my own. And once I run out, I will pick up another bottle. I really like super sweet products, which this is not, with a cigar, and I like double oak products with a cigar. And with that being said, let the whiskey float. Never run out unless you head it to a drop. Till next time.